Hello, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the February outlook for the sign of Aquarius in the area of love. Now, this is going to be a general love outlook for an Aquarius who already has their eye on someone, already is either with someone or knows who their soulmate is. So it's a twin flame reading for you and your twin flame or your soulmate. And sometimes I hesitate saying twin flame or soulmate because sometimes you may be involved with somebody or thinking about somebody and they haven't quite reached that level of being your soulmate yet, right? So in any case, we're just looking at a general love outlook for you, Aquarius, and whoever you happen to have your eye on right now, okay? Or who has their eye also firmly on you. Now, this is a general outlook, so just take it as it comes. We know this reading can't be for everyone. My regulars know that I usually consult the Romance Angel deck. I'm giving that deck a bit of a break. You know it's really gone through its paces. And I am now working with my new Island Time Wellness Oracle deck, Love Oracle deck, which I got on Etsy. You can check out the description for the link to that. It's really beautiful, very simple. Yet you can get quite complex with it if you want, if you understand the nature of oracle cards. So in any case, it's really nice. I love it. I urge you to check it out if you are trying to find another love deck. All right, Aquarius, let's pull out your 2 oracle messages for you and your person. Then we're going to get into your animal spirits and we'll pull out your spread. First one is talking. Now, this one has shown up quite a few times for the February love reading. Talking. So, interested in conversing more, right? Awaiting messages. This could also include waiting for an email or a text or a call to come from someone. And then we have the boat. Right, so moving forward, arriving, right, moving on, closure. The boat just represents a feeling of movement happening, right? So either you are moving away from something and departing, or you are moving towards something. This can indicate closure, right, sometimes as well. And certainly something coming into you as well, something arriving to you. So it's just a sense of movement in the air and a sense of shifting sort of positions. So let's go ahead and get out your animal spirits. We're going to pull out 2 animal spirits for you and your person also. Now, you could resonate with either or of those oracle messages, and we will know more about them when we get into your read, Aquarius. Now, for some of you out there, my regulars, you know already that I've already done a couple of unboxings on my show for tarot decks, and I've already given away 2 decks so far on my channel. The Spirit Animal Oracle deck from Colette Baron Reed, and I gave away a Dreams of Gaia a Dreams of Gaia tarot deck earlier in 2019. And I've always said that I've been wanting to continue on with that. And to that end, please check out my GoFundMe page. The link will be right there on the screen for a moment while I'm shuffling. Just to check it out to see if you are interested in donating to my effort. I'm trying to raise funds to go ahead and purchase 22 decks. It's a list of a curated list of decks that I have selected that are really beautiful. Some are very simple, some are very complex. They all have something to offer in a very special way, and these are decks that you may or may not be familiar with. And I'd like to be also giving away each one of those decks to someone. So that would be a massive 22 deck giveaway. And I'd like to start that in February and really sort of be able to give away more than just 1 deck a month. My aim is to give away 2, 3, or maybe even 4 decks a month for the next 6-month period. And so it requires an investment, and that's what I'm doing, right? So I'm asking for those of you who support my channel, who support the idea of a large unboxing series and giveaway series, to go ahead and go over there, check out the GoFundMe page. And if whatever you can give to it is really very much appreciated. As soon as I begin to receive donations and as soon as I have enough donations in to begin purchasing the decks, I will begin purchasing the decks. I will not wait until I have the entire goal, the entire amount that I'm trying to raise, because it's quite a lot. But I will go ahead and start right away. purchasing the decks and having them ready. So check it out. All right, guys, let's pull out your animal spirit for this February period. This is one of the decks I gave away in Christmas time, the Spirit Animal Oracle deck. It's a really beautiful deck. And we have the Armadillo Spirit. Setting healthy boundaries, right? And the Grasshopper, taking a leap of faith. Now, this is the second time the Grasshopper has shown up for a reading. So, let's get right into it. The Armadillo and the Grasshopper. All right, so the armadillo is really an interesting creature. They tend to live in very sort of difficult sort of environments, very hot. Usually armadillos live in very hot climates, very arid climates. And they have this shell, right? The shell that protects them from the world around them. They're actually very, very sweet creatures. But this is what it represents, the armadillo spirit, the spirit of setting healthy boundaries, right? To protect yourself, to protect the beautiful things that you have inside, to protect your sense of strength, to protect who you are. Instead of allowing, you know, yourself to be battered around by life and individuals who will take advantage, who will suck your energy, etc., who will give you nothing in return. So this is what we're talking about, setting very healthy boundaries in this relationship, right, in this union. The grasshopper spirit talks about taking a leap of faith, and the grasshopper, of course, is associated with luck and good fortune. But certainly the ability to say to yourself, look, you know, let's take a risk sometimes, you know. Let me have a leap of faith here. Who knows where I may land. The grasshopper is generally a highly creative spirit. Right, and a very sort of sociable spirit, likes to get around here and there, right? But the nature of taking a leap of faith, it almost seems to indicate that, you know, a lot of times you're already in the right environment, because the grasshopper in general brings a lot of luck with it, and sort of healthy interaction with people, right? And so you're already in the environment where options and opportunities coming in are going to be quite fortuitous, right? They're going to be good options and opportunities because you're surrounded by really positive energy. You're surrounded by positive people. You know, the grasshopper already creates a certain environment, a good environment around it. And so even within that environment, taking a leap of faith is definitely worth doing, you know? Trying instead of being pessimistic, being optimistic, especially when you look around and you see that those that are involved are good people, or they're people whose energies you agree with, right? You have something in common with. All right, let's pull out your spread, my lovely Aquarius. We're going to see what you and your person are dealing with. And what the nature of your relationship is this February 2020, what the nature of these oracle messages may mean for you in combination with the animal spirits, of course. You're going to pull out cards for yourself, cards how you see each other, and cards how you see the relationship for each of you. And do check out the top of the description for your other readings for February. Your general outlook is up. Your 2020 outlook and love outlook are up as well. Show me February for Aquarius. All right. So Aquarius, you see yourself as the Hierophant. Your person sees themselves as Temperance. And it's Taurus and Sagittarius energy. You see your person as the King of Cups, and they see you as the Chariot. More major arcana. What's up with that? Interesting. And you see your place in a relationship, or the relationship as the Ace of Cups, and they see it as a Knight of Pentacles. All right, guys. Let's get right into your spread here. This is quite interesting. There's a real predominance. Well, you have 3 major arcana and 2 heavy court cards and an ace. So, you know, this is a majorly sort of a significant moment this February for you, Aquarius. It's going to feel as though there's a lot of outside influences kind of orchestrating things. Let's get right into it. you have two heavy hitter or major arcanas, the Hierophant and Temperance energy. Well, you are resonating with the Hierophant, right? So the Hierophant is all about commitment. You know, a commitment to higher self, a commitment to your moral and spiritual center. When we have a commitment, you know, 5 is the number for power struggle. And it's interesting because the first 5 is Hierophant. The second 5, 15, is the devil. And it's interesting that they are two sides of commitment, right? But with the Hierophant, here we're talking about there is no power struggle when you are completely committed, right? There is no battle when you are completely committed. And the Hierophant really does talk about the nature of Dharma in a lot of ways. Also, being 100% committed to your moral or spiritual center and everything that you do, right? So that when you have that level of commitment, there isn't any sort of, you don't really go through sort of the power struggles that most people go through, or the internal struggles that most people go through, doubting themselves, not sure what to do. Because when you're completely committed to your spiritual center and to those teachings, you know what to do. And that's the nature of Dharma as well. It can also indicate, you know, the Hierophant is also generally, sometimes can indicate the coming in of a very wise teacher or spiritual sort of inspiration for you. But nevertheless, Aquarius, you are resonating with Hierophant energy. And so this month it seems as though that you are taking a very, very strongly committed sort of approach to your relationship right now, even almost ascending it to a level of it being a spiritual union for sure as far as you're concerned, and you know, a union that sort of impacts also your spiritual path in a lot of ways. But certainly the commitment is there. Your person is resonating with Temperance energy, and they are going through a real feeling of having to sort of be in control right now. There may be a lot of things going on for them that is very sort of emotional in some ways. And so they're really resonating with Temperance energy. This is how they see themselves. And so Temperance energy is having control of yourself in such a way that you don't react. Now, for your person to resonate with this in a sense that it's not even so much that they're resonating with this, but this is how they see themselves this month. Just as this is how you see yourself. Resonating with an energy and seeing yourself as that energy are two separate things. They're two totally different things. So you're seeing yourself and you're saying to yourself, well, that you're making the commitment, that you are staying true to your spiritual center. Your person is saying to themselves that they're having to really remain calm. They're having to sort of remain tempered. And this indicates that for them to see themselves as being that way, it indicates that there is a feeling of something going on here. Because why would they see themselves as always having to be tempered unless there were energies coming in to constantly try and trigger them, right? You know, you don't say I'm trying to be tempered if nothing's going on. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm saying that for them to see themselves as Temperance energy, I think that they see themselves as being very, very patient through a very sort of perhaps maybe difficult time right now. And the reason why I say this also is because of these oracle messages and the animal spirits. There's a feeling with wanting to set healthy boundaries, but also with the boat. That feeling of leaving or moving towards something, and it gives me this feeling that your person has a little bit of anxiety or worry about the nature of this relationship. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself, and one of the reasons why I say this is because they also see you as the Chariot. So this is interesting. How do you see each other? Well, you see them as the King of Cups, and they see you as the Chariot. Let me go straight to how your person sees you so that I can explain why I'm feeling this feeling here with this. They see you as the Chariot, which means that they see you as, they see you at the precipice of a whole new journey in your life. They see you moving. They see you having movement. They see you having success, going down a different path, perhaps, right? The Chariot really indicates a path in our life that is a real destiny path, right? A real destined path. It can last for years and years and years. You know, it's the path that you're meant to go down. And with Chariot energy, it's very, if you see somebody and you see them and to you they are they remind you, or they resonate with chariot energy, it's like meeting somebody and seeing them on their rise, right? They're on the rise up, they're on the way up, or they're, if you've ever met somebody, have you ever known somebody that you could tell was on the way to something, like, and it doesn't have to just be like being a famous singer or actor. I mean, on the way to success in some way, or some kind of very adventurous life. They may be saying, oh yeah, you may have seen them years ago, and they said, oh yeah, well, I'm going for a quick trip over to, I don't know, Hawaii, and then I'm gonna go over to Europe for a little while. I got a couple of jobs, and it's like you have this feeling right away that, wow, the next time I see this person, they're really going to be doing well. They're certainly going to be very much on a path, right? It's not like they're languishing or floundering, and this is how your person sees you. So it's a feeling, it can be a scary feeling for your partner if this is, for instance, what's happening with you and them, because oftentimes if you see your person resonating with chariot energy, there can certainly be that sort of feeling inside of you, that fear or that anxiety that, will they take me with them? Will I be able to go along with them? Will things change if I do go with them? Or will it be a case of me not being able to go with them? And there is this real sort of pit, this really tight feeling in your stomach that you can get when you're dealing with somebody like that, or you're involved with somebody who is about to sort of really quite obviously go on a very sort of destined path for their life. And that path involves maybe moving, traveling, working, certain, it definitely involves a lot of movement. And again, we have the boat up here, which indicates movement. This is what I was talking about: arriving, receiving things that you need, moving on, right, with life, right? Closure as well. Now, you see your person as a King of Cups, and then that's interesting because you see them as being very rock solid. You see them as being your rock solid partner, because the King of Cups is a rock solid partner. They are sometimes quite possessive and a little bit jealous, and it could be that you are seeing them emitting a little bit of jealousy and possession right now. It could be a feeling of, again, setting healthy boundaries. You might be feeling with them a little bit that, like, look, we do need a little bit of boundaries, because King of Cups, yes, he's very sort of, he's not cheating on you. He's not thinking outside the relationship. He is rock solid, but he can be overbearing as hell, right? He can and sometimes be very jealous, very sort of, paranoid, always wondering where you're at, be very possessive. And so this could be sort of some of the energy that you're feeling off of your person. They may be resonating with this energy because they have this whole feeling that you might be leaving, or they have this whole feeling that you're about to go off on some adventure that they really don't, that they're not sure they can go with. And so their self-esteem is a little bit, they feel already they're resonating with Temperance in the sense that they're feeling like they're having to be very, very patient with you, right? So even though you may be thinking that they're over the top, they in their heads think that they're being very calm and that they're doing the best they can under the circumstances. So they may not even realize that their behavior is still maybe a little bit too overbearing. Nevertheless, it isn't something that it isn't like abusive or bad, or it doesn't feel toxic. It's not a toxic energy, okay? I don't feel that your person is being that toxic King of Cups. Those negative, so-called negative traits of the King of Cups, it's just a natural flip side to somebody who is very committed and in love and etc. and etc. We're all human. And the reason why I say also that this is not that so much a case of toxicity, but it almost feels like this may just be a case of miscommunication. Talking, remember, is another oracle message. So you guys do really need to talk. And why? Because you love them. This is how you see the relationship, and this is how they see it. You love them, right? Ace of Cups, you absolutely fucking adore them. And this is how you see yourself in the relationship. So you see yourself in love, and it's like whatever they're doing here, you're clearly committed. So it feels very much like Aquarius. This could be a case of a reading for an Aquarius. Here, before I say that, let me get back to these. Knight of Pentacles, they're committed. Not only are you in love, but they are so committed to this path. The Knight of Pentacles is the most committed knight in the deck. And so he's always going to work on a very practical level towards his goal. Now, a lot of times the goal with the Knight of Pentacles is a financial one, or a career goal, or a business goal, or a monetary goal, because it is a Pentacles card, so we associate it with the material world. But the Pentacles suit also represents the body, the home life environment, right? The ability to take care of the family, right? And it still also involves all of the things that we associate with having a good and healthy love life and family life, right? And all of the material side of that too. And so the Knight of Pentacles can absolutely be, in a love reading, can oftentimes indicate somebody who's extremely committed to making sure that this relationship works, that on a practical level, everything is there. You know, they're there to make sure that the home life is safe and comfortable, that you have everything you need, right? And so here we have this feeling of, again, and that makes perfect sense, because once again, you see them as a King of Cups. So they are definitely, it feels to me like your partner is the dominant one in this relationship, yet and still they're feeling some kind of way perhaps about something that you're doing in your life. It could be that you may be resonating higher with your career. It could be that you're resonating higher with some sort of creative endeavor, or you might just be more busy right now. Whatever the case may be, this February period is going to be a period where you really do need to talk to each other. And it's like, well, okay, so why did this reading come up? Because it doesn't really seem to indicate any fallings out or anything like that. Well, they could come. And there could be right now in this relationship, there could be a distance or an awkwardness that you can't quite put your finger on. And this is probably going to be because you are highly committed to them and you love them, and that's it. And you're, of course, want to be with them, but they're a little bit jealous and possessive, which gets on your nerves. And they, of course, are dealing with you, and you may be having a very sort of high-paced career or what have you, and they're feeling very insecure and worried that you are off on your career or off on your path and that you might leave them behind. So they're dealing with a lot of sort of insecurity, while you're kind of just, oh, well, I love them, they're with me, they're my rock, I love them, they love me, blah, blah, blah. But it could be a case that you're just so busy with your work and your career right now that you're not really realizing that their feelings are a little bit on edge. And it's not like they're making it clear either, right? They're being very tempered. They see themselves as temperance energy, so it's like they're not reacting. They're not really showing you all of their deepest feelings. And certainly in this scenario, temperance energy is always very strong and positive and powerful. But if it's because you see yourself as temperance, because there are things that truly are actually bothering you, and you're just not showing it, then that can be, you know, then that's a miscommunication, right? So you know, it's more a case that your person believes that they're being very calm and patient, but it's kind of stewing beneath the surface. And so here we say, yes, we need to talk about healthy boundaries between you and your person, in the sense that they may be getting a little too over possessive and jealous. But at the same time, also, you just need to be talking to them and really discussing what's going on with you and with them, and with your career or whatever it is that you're busy with right now, and how do they feel about it. These are the conversations that need to be had to make sure that everything's cleared up. And there's your Six of Swords. I'm not surprised. And your Hermit. Death comes in, that's Scorpio energy, and Queen of Discs. Well, the Hermit, of course, is associated with Virgo. So, and of course the Chariot is associated with Cancer. Now, Aquarius, yes, you have a lot of, wow. It's interesting because I only mentioned the star signs just so that you know what the cards are, but they really don't mean anything. And I'm not going to be one of these readers that tell you could be dealing with that kind of star sign, because that's nonsense. You don't know somebody's full natal chart, so whatever their sun sign is, there's a lot of other factors. So you can't base it on that. But what I will say to you is that it's interesting that you continue to have so many major arcanas. Now you have 2 more major arcanas coming in. So for you, Aquarius, you have Six of Swords, which is all about sort of communication, right? Six of Swords is all about the desire to sort of communicate in a healthy way, to communicate in a like-minded way. It's a desire to be much more harmonious with people and the people around you, not to be having fights, but to be united on the same sort of ideas, etc., to work together. And so this is what you're desiring right now. And you have hermit energy, so a desire to kind of maybe perhaps be on your own for a little while. It could be Aquarius that right now you are dealing with a lot. You know, it could be that you are dealing with a lot. You may be dealing with some frustrations at work. You may even be dealing with a little bit of frustrations in this relationship, in the sense that you guys may already be arguing a little bit, right? The miscommunication may be a little bit off. And again, with the boundaries, it could very well be that your person is really just so kind of over the top. You know, I feel like it's not that toxic. I did say that earlier, but it could still be really bothering you that they are being so jealous and possessive. And for you, Aquarius, it may be a feeling of like, look, we really need to put these boundaries in place because you're beginning to sort of make me feel bad, make me feel like I want to pull away. Because Six of Swords is a kind of leaving energy too. In the traditional deck, the Six of Swords is the one where the figure's on the boat with the two other figures, and the swords are on the boat, and they're floating away, they're rowing away. Here you have the boat, so there is a feeling of wanting separation or wanting distance or wanting a relief or a break, right? And here it just seems like to me, because you do love them, it just seems to me like it could just very well be you need a break from them, or you need a break, you know, you just feel like the arguing has been too much perhaps. Maybe they've just been on your case too much. You know, you just can't win with them. Every time you try to explain to them, you know, what you're doing or whatever, they're not listening. And it is making you, to a certain degree, want to really very much pull away. So, you know, take a leap of faith here and have this conversation, because your messages here are still setting boundaries, but talking about things, getting it out in the open. I'm going to say, I really, you know, the only reason this reading could have very much also been about an Aquarius who's about to leave their partner for a new love connection, right? The only reason that I'm not going down that road is because of the placement of some of the cards and just this insistence here with this King of Cups and the Hierophant. Your commitment is so strong here. You know, it could be that the Hierophant has come out for you and you've sort of doubled down on your commitment because you are beginning to stray. It could be that the pressure of this individual and their constant sort of possessiveness and jealousy is really starting to make you sort of not stray so much, but just begin to think about being outside of the relationship. And just in general, your energy is pulling away. You're pulling away from them and into yourself with that Hermit. And that naturally happens when somebody's constantly on your back. Nevertheless, you do have your love here, and how you feel about the relationship is an Ace of Cups. So it is a beautiful, it's a beautiful fountain of love for you here with this person. Let's get into their cards. They have Death and the Queen of Discs. So everything is changing for them. Could have been, again, I see it could be that things have changed in the relationship monetarily. Because with the Queen of Discs, she really talks about coming into a lot of abundance, having come from nothing, you know, and working very, very hard, and suddenly, not suddenly, but after a long period of work, finding herself in a garden of her own making. She's really had to put everything into what she does, her whole heart, her mind, body, and soul, into everything that she does to accomplish her goals. And it's interesting that your person would get these cards. They're getting Death come in with big transformation, physical transformation. Death indicates transformations on all levels, right? So that can indicate sort of the type of changes that are coming in that change your entire environment. Again, there is this feeling of movement. And a lot of this, I think, does feel like it has to do with money coming in some way or another, right? And here it feels to me very much Aquarius, like, interesting that they would see you as the Chariot, because again, it's you who seems to be on the up, on the rise, and they seem to be the ones who are really coping with this change and this new money that's coming in. I think, like I say, this is very much about a relationship where the Aquarius in the relationship is really ascending, progressing with their career, and their person who they're in love with is just coping with it. And this month is going to be a month of really having a lot of conversations to iron out a lot of these energies so that they can continue to move forward together. At the end of the day, there's a lot of love from you and a lot of commitment from your person to get this right and to continue to work towards this. So I'm going to leave it at that, Aquarius. This is your reading. February in the area of love. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Don't forget to check out my GoFundMe page. If you want to give a donation towards the massive 22-card tarot and oracle card deck review, unboxing, and giveaway for my channel, please go over there to GoFundMe tarot deck giveaway. And go ahead and donate there. I'm really excited to start that series in February, so I can't wait. All right, guys, but for right now, I'm just going to say, Aquarius, have a wonderful month of February, and I shall see you in March for your March Love Outlook. Bye-bye now.